Yes, boys, welcome back to the Leeds United career mode and the start of season number 6. At the end of season 5, we managed to finally finish in the top 4 in the Premier League and guarantee ourselves a spot in the Champions League next season. But that wasn't the only glory of our year, as we went on to beat Barcelona in the Europa League final, lifting the Europa League trophy. What a monumental moment for Leeds United. But with Champions League football this year, we're going to have a lot to do with this team. But don't worry, the board have absolutely spoiled me this year. Going to be a whopping £218 million to spend in this summer window. And we're going to do the entirety of the summer window in this episode. So strap yourself in, boys. Grab yourself a beverage. Smash the like button. Let's get into this one. Now, the first thing we had to do in the window, obviously, was start deciding what we're going to do with the squad. There's a bunch of the youth academy guys going out on loan again. But as things stand right now, I don't actually know who I want to sell and who I want to keep. The budget's gone down a little bit because I've decided to give out some contracts as well. So I am in a position right now where, as things stand, I'm not sure what we should actually do business-wise. But I'm going to figure it out as the episode goes on and as we start to see what kind of bids come in for players. I have now been able to change Timber to a CDM. So that was big, but we can't change Lewis Miley yet. And we do know one thing. We need another winger. We loaned out Odebear, which has been great for him. He's going to continue to improve. But we do need another winger, because as soon as we have one injury on the wing, we're screwed. Now, we are going to start seeing bids coming in pretty quickly. 2 days on, and we got one for Pacho here. I want to keep him. He was probably actually our best defender last season. But considering we have Timber and Fofana and Pascal Struijk, and we have money, if PSG, being a big club, will pay the correct fee, I'll let him go. But I want 70 million. Like, that is my minimum feeling on this. I need 70 million for him. They ain't even anywhere close. We walk away. Now, the next bid coming in is Sassuolo for Ben Chilwell. And considering the year he had, he was pretty damn awful. I'm going to accept this bid from Sassuolo. Now, to replace Ben Chilwell, I think we're going to go in for Ian Matteson. I think he's going to be the backup. He's absolutely rapid. And I can only imagine here at Monza, he's got like 1 year left at his contract. Because I think they're on about 35 million. I'd actually like that deal for Ben Chilwell, but he's going to move elsewhere, so I'm going to have to offer a different kind of deal. I think 40 million should get this one over the line. I'd be surprised if 40 million just isn't enough to push it. There we go. 40 million. Ian Matteson he's a big upgrade, actually, on Ben Chilwell at 27 years of age and 84 overall. And after some quick negotiations, signing number 1 of the window is done and in. I'll tell you something else as well. He's really going to suit us because he is absolutely rapid, and he's not even a bad passer of the football. And just after we get our new left back in, Ben Chilwell does finally leave the club. As you can see here as well with our youth players, we are basically doing the Chelsea loan farm. There are so many players that we have on the books that we're trying to loan out of the club right now. I am interested to see how we're going to start the Premier League season this year, and we are going to get absolutely slammed as we take on Manchester City, Arsenal and Liverpool in the first month. Things do ease up after that, but what a hell of a start to our season. Do we mention as well, AC Milan went on to win the Champions League by surprise. We'll be taking them on in the Super Cup. Lots of bids coming in now then, but probably one that I'm more open to doing is this Cody Drama one. He's in the last year of his contract and he played second fiddle for the majority of his time at Leeds United. It's probably about that time that we let Cody Drama move on. So I'm going to accept that bid from Roma. But these other deals, I'm not so sure. For Fofana, I don't want to let him go. Fran Garcia with a swap deal for Adam Wharton. I actually really like Adam Wharton, but I don't think he's fleshed out enough in this save. And Jurrien Timber to Bayer Leverkusen. We turn that one down. We are back in this position again, looking for a fullback. This time it's going to be a right back. I would like maybe not an improvement on Van Eyck, but I'm not actually against signing an improvement on Van Eyck. I really like Bowie. I really like Bowie, but I actually think Englishman Rico Lewis makes the most sense. And he's versatile. He could play CDM as well if we needed him to. So let's try and do it. He's not for sale. Now, you would think that makes my decision very, very easy, and we just go for Bowie instead. Well, you'll find out he is not for sale either. But I've been here before, and I've done this before, and this is what happened with Fran Garcia. Now, eventually, one of those two, in my mind, will become available. So I'm not really going to bother with any of these other right-backs right now until we get closer to the end of the window. Now, we need another winger, and I actually think we need someone who is very experienced in this team, and Federico Chiesa is just calling out my name. Like, he looks extremely good. He's still maintained his pace. He's got 91 in the pace stat. So I'm hoping for 44 million That allows me to get this deal done, which leaves me really big money for just one superstar signing. That's what's going to happen in my head. I want about 100 million. This is where we're going with this superstar signing. But this is actually a superstar signing. At 30, Federico Chiesa is in his prime. He can play right, left, and even up top if needed. Now, it might have taken some shrewd negotiations to sign a player of Chiesa's caliber, but he's going to be wearing Pablo's number 19. I firmly believe he's going to be a key cog in the Champions League machine that is Leeds United this year. Now, before we get anything else done, let's see if we can go and win the Super Cup. Now, this AC Milan squad makes sense. It makes sense why they won the Champions League. They've got some unreal pace down the wings. They've got a supreme talent in front of the net to try and score goals. Gavi's in there. De Jong's in there. Kjærgaard's in there. I'm not too sure about the centre-backs or the back line in total, but they have a really good squad. This could be a massive scalp today. If with this squad, we can go out there and get a win. This could be quite a good moniker as well to see where this level of squad that we have built is compared to, let's say, the Champions League winner. Because I don't think AC Milan will have struggled to win the Champions League, so it kind of shows me in this. Oh my God. Chukwueze is a beast. We give them the ball back. Victory's strong as hell. Oh, I might not need to talk for a little bit because they nearly just went forward instantly and scored. Okay. Chiesa's got his first start in this one as well, boys. So I'm intrigued to see how he does. They're going to press us high early on. They're going to try and win the ball back in any situation. So let's see how we match up with this caliber. Victor, relatively early corner for AC Milan. They've started off with basically all the ball and all the pressure. And it is causing me a hell of a lot of issues. I am also struggling to remember how to play at this speed. Because we're playing the realism mod. If you haven't seen the Girona career mode, you need to. But we're playing that. It's miles different. Jason Van Duven on the break. He's going to make it 1-0 Leeds United though against AC Milan. Rafinha with a beautiful run down the wing. And we have clarity restored. We are back to where we should be. And that is in the lead in this game and beating teams that were in the Champions League and teams that won the Champions League. So I firmly believe this squad is more than good enough to play that kind of football. In any other league, would have been a Champions League squad. Jason Van Duven is 88 this season, by the way, boys. 88. He is one of the world's best strikers. They do have a free kick. Let's see what they're going to do. I think they're going to go short. That was a weird one because it was so easy to read what they were going to do. But regardless, when it's Gavi, it's dangerous. Van Garcia. Pull that inside. Find Chiesa. He is so quick. That's great footwork. Back inside to CDK. He let his man get back. That was poor from him. He needed to turn his body quicker. So far, though, when we get in a threatening position, we do look dangerous. Chiesa's going to get to that. That is absolutely insane that Chiesa got to that. That is just... He's so dangerous. Great. On his other foot. It's going to hit the defender. And CDK just can't get the lucky break. Garcia behind to Chiesa. Chiesa this time looking to loft that one into Van Duven again. It's going to be 2. 1 assist for Rafinha and 1 assist for the new boy Chiesa. Jason Van Duven started this year on fire. 2-0 up. This feels like it might already be over, but they are a good team. So let's not doubt them. Liao takes it out. We kind of forced him into that. Van Eyck stole it back. And Jason Van Duven, he's on for a hat-trick. Van Duven gets his hat-trick. AC Milan who? Leeds United 3-0. And Jason Van Duven really putting his stamp on this season so far. Hopefully he goes on to continue this. He's the Champions League top goal scorer. He's the Premier League top goal scorer. All of that. Max will be sat on the bench devastated right now because this is the Van Duven show. On Christensen, this could be a way for a goal. Back Kjærgaard. That's great defending from Fran Garcia. Chiesa now just darting beyond people. Chiesa still darting beyond people. And then even gets a shot off. He's so nice to use. It's honestly, the play styles, they change how someone plays massively. And it is it's great to have someone like Chiesa with his play style. Oh, they're going to have a chance here. Oh, what a save, Trafford. Let's not let him get anything from the corner. We want a clean sheet in this one. Get the ball away, Fatu. We lose out. That's going to be a good chance again. Trafford, 2 big saves. Calm down a little bit here because I really don't want this to be the result. Oh, beyond the post. Rafinha through to Van Eyck. What a ball. Van Eyck finds space. Oh, it's a terrible shot. Well, what a way to start a season. That man, Jason Van Duven with a hat-trick, but AC Milan, I want to forget that this one happened anytime soon. I tell you what, the strength in that one was definitely the wingers, though. The wingers finding Van Duven, getting into those positions so that he can slot the ball home, which is what he is good at. Putting the ball in the back of the net. And finally, I mean, it should have been a different European trophy, but finally, Archie Gray will get his moment. He will get to lift his first trophy for Leeds United. It might only be the Super Cup, but this might be the first of many. And even maybe the first of many this season if we can perform like this. Next up for us then, it was time for the first game of the season against Manchester City, where they took the lead with Danny Olmo. And even though we played a massively rotated side, it would be Ian Matteson to Maximilian Biat for his first goal of the season and Marson's first assist at the club to draw things back up. After that, we really started pushing to try and get the lead, creating a pretty decent chance here, but Edison equal to it. But unfortunately for us, after some Man City domination and some scrappy defending from us, it would be Domenico Berardi in the 63rd minute that would make it 2-1 Manchester City. But it wasn't to end that way. In the 88th minute, Morgan Gibbs-White, the substitute, would come on and bag the goal that would see us take a point from this match. And I think a point against Manchester City at the start of the season, I will take that. Now, let me know if you like the highlights packages that way. I just thought it was a bit of a better way than quick sim in a lot of games. Maybe we can have some of them where I just show the highlight. Now, it is no shock to me that Jason Van Duven's wanted after the AC Milan game, obviously. Scoring a hat-trick. We're going to reject that one, though. It's an outrageous bid from Juventus. Rafinha's had a couple of bids now, but he's going nowhere. No one's going to offer me enough money for me want to let him go. Well, it's been 2 seasons now then since Arsenal's back-to-back Premier League championships, and today we take them on in the hopes of one day having our own. Their squad is nowhere near as good as it used to be. It is full strength 11 for us. We also have the returning Illing Jr. on the bench. On CDK. Is this going to be an early goal for us? It might just be, and it will. Arsenal have been cut wide open. Again, I've said it. Their squad is nowhere near the squad that it used to be. In fact, it's a lot worse than it used to be. But Jason Van Duven linking up with CDK as they've done so often. That's what keeps CDK as the starting cam in this team, if I'm being honest. And what a finish. He started last season really well and then kind of dropped off. And that's why we got lucky with Gibbs-White and Cherky having been able to come in and play that part. I'm hoping CDK can have a really big year this year. Now, that is a great start. But they do still have some threats. It might not be kind of like the Arsenal side that just dominated the league for all those years, but it is still a good squad, and I still have to watch out for that. I need to make sure that we kind of put the nail in this one, because there are too many games that we drew, right? Just way too many games that we drew that I want to kind of turn into wins this year. And I think the squad's good enough to do it. The Bullseye is probably their marquee signing. He's definitely the most dangerous player they've got on the pitch. Him and Pedro G. Firework. Once Van Duven. Van Duven scored a few from that position already this season. So let's just remember that. I feel like crossing the ball is now a reality for Van Duven. And we haven't had that since we let Ekatike lead. Rodri whips that one in. Trafford decides to palm it away. Maybe wasn't the right choice. But he does make a big save. Odegaard coming very, very close there to making it 1-1. We need to be more dominant. As Christopher Ayer, remember, our ex-player goes close. Yeza making that run. He's so quick that it is scary to see anyone try and deal with him. CDK across. Timber to Rafinha trying to spin his man. He does. Fires off the shot. It's 2-0. It's 2-0 and too easy for Leeds United to break down this Arsenal back line right now. Mika. Oh my God. Nearly getting back into it. Trafford's really come on leaps and bounds since we brought him in there. I got to say that because he probably was where we were at. Probably wasn't a great goalkeeper in terms of overall, but he's massively improved. In the end, then, Arsenal just really didn't have any fight back. We're going to win this one 2-0 with the Rafinha and CDK goals. It was a really well-rounded performance from the boy. And that's going to give us our first 3 points this season and our first win of the year. So a bit of time's gone on. We wanted Bowie or we wanted Rico Lewis. Now, Rico Lewis still in Crystal Palace. They're not open to the negotiations. So we'll do business with Bournemouth again. We signed their left back in Fran Garcia. We're now going to try and sign their right back. He's going to cost a pretty penny, though. This is not going to be a cheap deal. 55.3 million. I'm going to accept it. He's 85 overall. Technically, actually better than at Van Eyck, who has been unbelievable for us. If we can get half out of Sasha Bowie as what we have got out of Van Eyck, we are going to be in a really good position having the two of them in the team. And after some short and smooth negotiations, then Bowie in a Leeds United top. He's going to wear the number 3 for now. Let me know, though, if you think we should change that. But for 55 million, Bowie is going to slot in at right back perfectly. Signings like Bowie are just kind of showing where we're at right now as a club. We are only bringing in just world-class, unreal talent every single time we get a deal done. Now, in the background, I've been trying my best to just get a really big deal done. I feel like we're at that stage in the save now where that's what I want to do. That's all I want to do. I just want to make one huge mammoth sign-in, and this is the man I want to sign, Florian Wirtz. I will move out any other cam I have to in order to do the deal, but I just can't find the funds for it. The next player I really thought about going in for was Karim Adeyemi. Again, he's another star. He's doing really well at Juve. He's their starting left mid, and we've taken Chiesa. So it didn't really make sense to get this deal done. And again, we're just a little bit short in terms of the money. So with 3 signings in Matteson, Chiesa, and Bowie. And by the way, we spent a lot of money. 55 million on Bowie, 44 million on Chiesa, and 40 million on Matteson. So we haven't slouched on the spend. I think we might have to wait until January, because right now, there's not really anyone I want to let go. I want to see how this squad does through the rest of this season. So, yeah, that's probably going to be our window. We haven't had any bids come in that have really intrigued me to want to sell anyone either. There's not really been any big bids from big clubs for players. Next up, of course, was the trip to Liverpool, and this was the one I decided to quick sim, and despite having our best 11 on the pitch, Liverpool and Mohamed Salah at this stage managed to get the win. But with it being deadline day, I actually want to see what deals go through at the end of this day, but as I've said before, I'm done. Unless we can make a superstar signing, which I don't think we're going to be able to do. We've got this deal here for Fofana. Again, it's not an achievable deal for Liverpool right now. They come in with like 80 million straight up for Fofana, that's fine, but I haven't been getting those bids, so I'm not letting players go for absolutely nothing. That's one thing we are not doing. They're going for our valuation now. We have much more authority to keep players being in the Champions League than we've ever had before. Pascal's had a few in, and I've weighed it up, but I'm going to keep him at the club. I see no reason to let him go, and then we're getting just weak bids right now for Pacho. But I do have a little recap and see what's happened in the window. All right, so after nothing really came in that I like the look of, let's see the deals. Mateus Tell, he was someone who, if we did lose a striker, he was on my list of players. We see Elmas going to Barcelona as well, so they've strengthened massively. Europa League football for them last year. This is one of the weird ones for me. Kai Havertz won awards last year. He was Liverpool's best player. He's gone to West Ham. It baffles me. Barrios to Inter Milan, Almada to Aston Villa, Gravenberch there to Sevilla. Kulusevski's gone. So, I mean, Spurs have really weakened themselves. I'm actually super surprised at that Spurs have gone to those lengths to make themselves worse. It's really strange. I've seen a few teams do that. I really want the AI to be fixed on transfers in the next game. I've noticed as well, now that I've been playing the modded version on PC, that just the smarts, the AI is just miles apart from the base game, because some of the transfers, they just don't make sense. I'm looking at this and it doesn't look, in my opinion, like really many English clubs have improved in great lengths, apart from Leeds United, is what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing a lot of players leave English clubs and make them weaker, but I'm not seeing that many English sides really have enough of an impact in terms of the players they're bringing in, especially the bigger clubs. Now, as we're this far into the career, I'm going to sim forward to the first Champions League, and we've got Salzburg, Borussia Dortmund, and I'm not even going to try and say that. They're a Portuguese side. So I'm actually super shocked. But we are going to use the calendar sim a little bit more this year. And that is purely due to the fact that the other sim sucks. We go ahead, we beat Brighton 2-0. And after that, we beat Leicester 2-1. So this is what we've all been waiting for. Champions League football. And that is how we will kick off the next episode. And in my opinion, this is a more than winnable group. to kick off the next episode. We will probably try and finish the entirety of the Champions League group in the next episode as well. We're going to try and move these a little bit faster now. We've hit that stage of the save where I just really want to play the important games, you know, the big games, and start moving the series forward a little bit quicker. I think some of the episodes in between, like this one, because we didn't do as much business, they're going to be longer as well. I did like 47, 48 minutes in the last one. I like that. I might still play a lot of games instead of simming a lot of them, but I'll probably bring you shorter highlights and just cram more into one episode. I feel like that style is suiting where this career mode is at the moment. I should also mention, despite a really good start to the Premier League season, we are in 6th place. 3 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. The loss being against Liverpool. I mean, considering how hard of a start to the season that we've had, I'm really happy with how things are going at the start. But Manchester United yet to lose, Liverpool yet to lose, West Ham yet to lose, and Arsenal and Brentford are ahead of me as well. But there is 3 points in it. We are 3 points off top and only 2 off Champions League football, with much easier games ahead of us. But that's going to be it for this Leeds episode, boys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you're enjoying the series. I cannot wait to continue this season. I think we might have some hopes this year of winning the Premier League and doing something in the Champions League. I look at our squad and it is stacked. But as ever, smash the like button. Hit the sub button if you're new. I appreciate you. Keep your eyes peeled for the next Girona episode as well. And I will see you for the next episode of this Leeds United career mode.